Let's go to YouTube. Back in with a video. And before we get into just chatting, like the video. It supports. Lets me keep this thing going. I'm trying to get back in the old way of editing vids. There just ain't no heat out right now, and games just be kind of dry, man. So, but can't have the same type of content. But that's what I'm about to be chatting about. But this one, it's crazy, cause your boy's always trying to improve, and there is definitely improvements being made. But it's just cool in a way because the improvements come from me understanding so much. Like a lot of the reasons to where I may have became the person I am, certain things made me stressful, is how the obstacles I kind of created, the way I've handled, just everything, just looking at everything and learning from all the experience I didn't have, right? Me as a person, I finally was able to understood a strong key as to why, being like depressed, sad, or just pretty much just going through it has been kind of just normal throughout your boy's life. And the reason is because I'm like cursed with creativity. And the reason why I say cursed is because, being a creative person, you just find enjoyment just being creative, just thinking, anything that may take some creative aspects you would want to do, or that's something you would be interested in, or you'll just naturally just be good at it simply because when it comes to creative things, you're good at it. But here's the thing, being creative, it definitely involves some type of intellect and being smart. Like if someone's creative, they could come up with the greatest ideas, come up with the best contraptions. But being a creative person, when it comes to like normal society, like having jobs, just working with in other scenarios and stuff like that, even school, there's certain things about it that don't really I guess, I wouldn't say congratulate, that don't really acknowledge people's creativity, or it doesn't really improve, or there's no fields to really just go that way. And the thing is about, if someone realizes that there's not really a lot of fields for them to really be creative, and they're gonna have to operate in regular fields, doing regular things, this to be regular people, they think, alright, that's cool, you got the thing on, but for creative people, it literally makes you miserable. Like if you're not being creative, it makes you miserable, and life just ends up being terrible, literally terrible for these type of people. Like depression ends up being just straight normal. Like for me, when it came to schools, just as you get older, far less enjoyable. You end up writing the same things, finding the same questions, answering it the exact same way. Just stuff like that. You're not really able to really be creative with it, but influences. But the reason why influences is because if you're not really wanting to do it because you really want to be creative, now everything is being effective. But like in a way, it's kind of nothing you can really do about it because this is just how you are. Like in all areas, this is how you operate, and it's sad because it definitely is like you live in a high risk, high reward lifestyle. And you can come up with the most greatest idea, the most brilliant idea, the greatest invention, but the chances, you still being successful with it is still low. That's why it's high risk, high reward. You know, you know, I'm understanding this throughout life because a lot of the opportunities that I may have had given me, I just could not have done it simply because it's like, damn, like I just feel like everything's just gonna be misery, just straight misery, and that's like that's been normal throughout my life. So I hate that shit. Like I can't, I hate it. But then it's just wild because me understanding that, and when it comes to just not being creative, how much it affects me. All the other creative stuff I may have had to with, it just added onto it. And I'm at a point in life to where I understand that, me just doing what I'm doing, kind of just being secluded, figuring things out for myself. I came with the understand that, when it comes to, some situations that I may have put myself in, or some annoying situations, I come with the realization that, me, I'm just a dangerous person. Like, I'm not really the best person to be around. Like I'm really starting to just understand, even though people, you should have friends, you need friends and stuff like that. I just feel like, me staying away from people, staying out of people's lives, just benefits everybody way more. You feel me? Because I just things that like just all my years, like just how I operate. Like I'm just so freaking different. Even though everybody is different and it's cool, I'm like different in a bad way. Like I can't really operate around people. Like I can, but it just it's not a normal way of operating. You feel me? Like everything would just end up turning into shit out of nowhere, just a complete train wreck. And sometimes, I just being tight, handling the dolly. Shout out to the bond, because it be blessing. Things just overall been crazy, man. I definitely just been understanding a lot of, it's growth at the end of the day. I just have to understand that, taking the lonely route, the lone route, it had to be done. And, some just kind of telling me it has to be done. Because, people aren't gonna understand me. Like, even though how I operate, my own like family don't really know who I am, how I operate, what part, my peoples know me, but I don't know, man. It's just certain things about me that just, some people may hear you, but they don't really get you. You feel me? And it just is what it is. It's all part of life. Some people just end up having harder roads than other people. Some people got no choice but to figure things out when they dolly. And sometimes life is just somewhat disappointing. And it just is what it is. But even though it may have sounded like your boy may be, I guess, going through something like that, but there's no going back. It's only moving forward. And, the only way I've been freaking just moving forward and not causing anything is on my own timing. I guess that's just how things is meant to be. I done had the wrong belief systems. Things have been changing, but whatever. I'm out of here, y'all. And of course, have yourselves a good one.